Are you guys ready to reevaluate? Week 4 of fantasy baseball season, guys. I think May is the perfect time to start looking into players that we should start panicking over. And here's 10 players that I think are worth having a little bit of concern over with your fantasy baseball teams. First one is Aaron Nola. I think his panic risk is low. The only thing that worries me is that he was put on the DL today, the 10-day DL, with a back strain, and back strains really scare me with pitches. It's not like his stuff has been bad. His changeup has created a whiff of 31.43 so far this month, but again, it's just the past injury worries that concern me with Nola, and that's why he's on this list. Number 2 is the man himself, Joey Bats. Everyone's worried about him. He's in his mid-30s. His average exit velocity has dropped 7 points. It's now down to 86.3, and everyone's worried. I'm getting a lot of questions about whether or not they should trade Jose Bautista. I would say go for it. He doesn't look like the same aggressive player that he once was, and he's striking out at a 32.1% strikeout rate. That's really, really bad. He's not someone that looks like the same player, and it's disappointing because he's not going to give you those power numbers. Number 3 on this list is Alex Bregman. I've ranked him at a medium panic rate. I think he's just been a little bit overrated coming into the season. He was a great prospect, I know, but I think we've all looked into it way too much. He's batting a 133 average when falling behind 0-1 at the plate. He's got a 5-game hit streak. He is walking a ton, 11.4%, but we're not getting the same production out of him that we really wanted to, and that was with home runs. And again, that comes back to him missing a lot of time during spring, so this was pretty much expected. Number 4 on this list is Byron Buxton. I've ranked him at extreme. Obviously, I don't think I need to tell you guys why. He's not going to wind up like Mike Trout did. I keep seeing a lot of people saying, oh, he's just having a bad start to his career, just like Trout did, and then he's going to turn it around and be this superstar that he was supposed to be. I still don't see that happening. He is what he is now. I've dropped him in all of my leagues. He's got a 46.6% K rate. That's the biggest concern. And he is a great second half player. He hit 9 home runs in the second half last year compared to the 1 that he hit in the first half of the year. But he could be in the minors by the time we get to that stage this season. So he's someone that I'd probably be cutting ties with if there's better options available on your waiver wire. Next on this list is Eric Hosmer. I've ranked him at a high panic rate. I don't really know where to start with him. Everyone that was saying so is again saying I told you so. He's in a contract year, so he's playing for his future with the Royals. He hasn't had an RBI since the 15th of April, and he's got a ground ball rate of 58.6%, which is pretty much identical to where he finished last year. So here we go again with this guy. It's just the same kind of story every single season now. He's only had 2 extra base hits this year, a double and a home run, and he's pretty much just been a strikeout machine, and we're not really seeing any progression with him. Next on this list is Manny Machado. I've obviously ranked him at a low panic rate, but he needs to be on this list a little bit just because he's had a slow start to the season, but I do think he'll turn it around. He has a 19.4% strikeout rate, which is the highest he's had since 2014. He went 7 for 44 to start the season, and April was one of the most productive months for him last year, so it's a little bit worrying to see him get off to such a slow start, especially after such a great season in the WBC, but it's Manny Machado, so you can't panic over him. Moving on, Brian Dozier. I've ranked him at a medium panic rate. Obviously, we know what we're getting with this guy again. He's a great second half player, but this is classic with Dozier, so here we go again with him. He hit 3 home runs this time last year, so April's never really been his month, at least not recently anyway. He's got a 10.5% home run to fly ball rate, and he has a 48.2% ground ball rate, which is one of the most concerning stats with him that's inflated a lot lately. He's swinging at more pitches inside the zone and less pitches outside the zone, which is the complete reversal from what he did last year. So his numbers are a little bit weird, and I can't really explain why he's having these struggles like he did. But he's the kind of player that's really streaky, and he's probably going to have a massive second half of the year, but maybe not as many home runs, so that's why he's a medium panic rate. Wilson Contreras is next on this list. He's at a low panic rate. He's in his first full year with the Cubs, and he's striking out a lot against righties. He has 16 Ks against them this year, which is a little bit unheard of for someone of his power. Again, it's his first full season though. He's having a lot of big swings at the fences, a lot of big powerful swings that aren't resulting in much. But who are you going to drop Contreras for? The catcher market isn't that great, so if you're dropping Contreras, that's a little bit worrying for your own self, but I don't think he's someone to panic over. It's way too early. Second last on this list is Yasmani Grandal. I've ranked him at a low panic rate. I've had a few questions on Twitter about him, particularly about his OPS. He has hit 3 home runs, he has only 5 extra base hits, but I think he's someone that you're only going to get what you're going to get. He has a 250 average, he's hit those 3 home runs, and that's all you can ask for from a 28-year-old catcher. That's pretty good production still, and like I said before, there's not much else available on the waiver wire. Last on this list is Dexter Fowler. I think he's someone that's been way overrated by us and way overrated by the St. Louis Cardinals. He's not going to be the same player that he was in the Cubs lineup. He's changed cities, he's changed lifestyles, and he's the kind of player that is better in real life than he is in fantasy baseball. So he's someone that we can panic over a little bit, but he's still going to hit those sporadic 2 home runs, on any given night, and he's going to be a player to watch as the season goes on and he feels more comfortable in St. Louis. So if you like the video, guys, follow me on Twitter at RyanCook13. Feel free to subscribe, and any questions, let me know. Thanks.